you for tuning into Abundant Moments. Sometimes we have dreams and goals that aren't realized when we want them to be. But when we continue to trust in God, we see that God will bring to pass in our lives what we have hoped for and dreamed for, but we have to continue to trust in Him. This was the case with Joshua and Caleb. You will recall Joshua and Caleb, they were sent as part of the spies to go in to spy out the promised land. And when they came back, they said, we can possess the land. But the other 10 said, no, we can't. And so the children of Israel listened to the negativity and the unbelief of the 10 instead of Joshua and Caleb. And we know for 40 years they wandered in the wilderness. Well, now it is finally 40 years later. And only those two, Joshua and Caleb, who had believed God, believed his report and said, yeah, we're well able to possess this land. Only those two of the original generation actually entered into the promised land. And I like what Caleb did. Caleb is now 80. He was 40 before. Now he's 80. And he's standing there looking at the mountain that he knew was his. And at 80 years of age, the Bible says he was still as strong as he was when he was 40. And I believe that's because he held on to the promise of God and said, you know what? I'm believing God and I know that promised land is mine. But he's 80 years of age and he stands there and he looks at the mountain that he knew was his 40 years before. And he shouted with a loud voice and he said, give me this mountain. He knew it was his and he possessed the mountain. He went in and he possessed the land. He and Joshua led that new generation in. I told us that account today for this reason. Hold on to your dreams. It might not have happened yet and you thought it would. You thought it would have already happened. Maybe it's somebody else's fault like it was with Joshua and Caleb. Or perhaps it's your own fault. Maybe you did something wrong or you didn't do what you should have. It's okay. Continue to trust God. His word is true. His promises are true. And you will see, like Joshua and Caleb, you will possess the land. Be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. You will possess that promise. Be strong and trust in the Lord and say, give me this vision. Give me this dream. Give me this mountain. And you will see, like Caleb, it belongs to you. Thank you for tuning in.